Alright, this is going to be a very impromptu talk with Jenta. I don't know if I'm ever going to post this. I've made videos like this before. I haven't posted them, but I don't know. Hopefully I could try to explain what's happening. So right now I'm in a flare-up. What I call a flare-up right now contains that of what is like a stifled panic attack and my nerves pinching and me being super dizzy. That tends to happen, like flare-ups tend to happen as a guarantee after a lot has happened, whether it's a good thing like me socializing or just doing a lot more or staying up. Basically anything can really trigger it. And I had a very active night last night, and my sleep hasn't been constant. And my meds haven't been very constant. So I fell asleep. Basically, I took a nap, which is a no-no. I can't take naps at all. And it was excruciating. I woke up. I was in panic. My neck, my occipital nerve felt pinched. My spine felt compressed. The wave of dizziness and panic is suffocating. And the only thing you can do to make it better is trying to crack your own neck and just start chugging pills. My pills that I take overall have done really well. But when it gets like really bad, it's still like hell because you have to wait for them to kick in. I take amitriptyline. That's to go to sleep. I can't remember if I took, because that was a while ago. I was in a really big panic mode, so I took amitriptyline, which makes you hella groggy. It's for nerve pain and depression. I took Ativan, 2 milligrams. That's my normal. Ativan is not considered normal and is not considered a normal dose for anybody ever because it's a SSRI, I think, or something. It's basically a tranquilizer, and they don't normally give it out like they do prescribed to me. That is literally up to my dad's biology. We get immune to fucking everything except just the hard fucking truths. And Ativan is one of them. I'm prone to every side effect in the world, so I've been through every sleeping med, every antidepressant, some few SSRIs, and I've had genetic testing done, and we can see what I am more likely to be prone to side effects and what would probably not be good for me, period. And Ativan just seems to have worked there. So on top of that, like really powerful regimen, I have meclizine. Meclizine is a anti-nausea, anti-dizzy pill that every time I talk to certain primary cares and certain doctors, they are surprised that I take it regularly and daily, yet they'll still prescribe it to me because it's needed. It's quite literally one of the only things to help with my dizziness, and if I didn't have meclizine, I would not be alive. So they can't argue with that. Next, I have my muscle relaxers, which I feel like is when I'm in a flare-up and I'm in complete life and death and peril mode. I'm just panicking, and I just need the release to happen as much as possible. I take like 2 halves because they're broken in halves because I choked on them once and it scared me. And the coating on these muscle relaxers tastes like absolute ass. The moment anything liquid hits them, they're terrible. They make me gag. I usually manage to only get like 1 whole pill down, so that's 2 halves. But when I'm in a really bad time, I manage to take 4, maybe even 5. I don't normally take more just because it's a lot of work to try to swallow them because I'm in panic. I'm in fight and flight mode. But that's it for the muscle relaxers. I have anti-inflammatory that I don't take as often, even when I'm in fight or flight mode, because I can tell with my condition that a lot of it is emotional base, and it's the emotional base that needs to be controlled. So I have to get everything emotional basically locked under key and suppressed back to normal and basically drugged out. Inflammation pills, I don't remember the name of it. It's not Tylenol, it's specifically targeting inflammation. I feel like it doesn't work because my inflammation is emotional base, and when I take the pill, I feel like all it does is kick my liver or my kidney into like almost a toxic shock, being like, okay, you just gave me a lot of medication, I don't think I can handle anymore, and it just doesn't do anything productive, so I don't take that normally as much. Now, some other things I take when I am in fight and flight mode and I need just that extra boost is my gabapentin. I'm supposed to take a lot more than I am, but we were being very careful with that. That supposedly can help with also nerve pain and depression and anxiety. I feel like it's more of an afterthought. Ativan and amitriptyline tends to do the majority of the heavy lifting on my pain regimen, and everything else just is like soothing the basically the sores of my battle wounds. Next would be, I'm sorry, I have to lean over. I have some drops I take. My mom is singing. I have an emotional support one, essence, and I have, go away.
Where's the dog?
She's over here. Leave me alone. I'm trying to be informational, and I'm just not in the mood. I have 2 droplets. One is for my pineal gland. Yes, that sounds funny, but pineal gland is the gland that helps your brain make melatonin, which helps you sleep, which is, your sleep cycle. Basically, I do that very sparingly. I don't think it does much. Sometimes I feel like it makes my body go into toxic shock as well, because it's like trying to work with a virus or something. It gets complicated. I'm very in tune with my body, and I can tell when something is wrong. Next, we have, what's this? I don't take that. We have L-leonine. I don't know. Basically, it's gently soothes away tension, helps reduce stress, includes vitamin B6 for utilization. Basically, I went through a time period where my pulse was constantly at 120, like constantly skipping from 120 down to 110, down to 120 to maybe 140. And I once was at the ER and they wouldn't let me leave because it refused to go under 100, which was really annoying. And yeah, it was not constructive for anything. But yeah, I take that. I used to take this like all the time, like every day. It did its job, but like I said, I get immune to pills, vitamins really fast, and because I religiously took this for probably like 3 weeks straight, I feel like it doesn't work anymore, and so I gave it a break. It's kind of on the bench. I'm kind of saving it for the worst of the worst of the worst, so in case I do have another flare-up that is unfucking bearable and uncontrollable, I can take that. This one seems to be a bit more under control. Next up we have the CBD. CBD is a strand from the cannabis plant that does not get you high. That is THC. I have no interest in getting high, even though with my pain and everything, it's been strongly recommended by a lot of people, my dad and some doctors even, and internet people, that I should just fucking skip that step and go try it anyways. So we have those options. I just don't use them. I haven't even tried them. I'm too scared of them. I don't like the idea of not controlling my space and awareness. So CBD is like the healthy in between. I've had CBD, many different brands. Right now I'm on Blue Harvest. Blue Harvest, I think, is doing a good job. It's 133 milligrams slash milliliters, but it's like 72 sprays per bottle, which that gets kind of screwy. It's not the best product, this one. I also had Charlotte's Web. I do have Charlotte's Web. That one, I felt like it did something, and then my body was like, no. Which that's the thing with using any product like CBD, is that it really does vary brand to brand and how strong it is. With my dad's genetics, he's said it in his best words that shit ain't nothing. I'm so immune to it, I could take the whole bottle and I'll feel like nothing, like no different, because he's even more immune than I am. I pace myself. My dad has it worse. Last two things I forgot to mention. I also take this Liquid B complex. It's an energy support, but supposedly it also works as a relaxant for muscles. Like if you're constipated or something like that. It tastes good. It's just, I highly recommend, because if you've heard of B complex, you've probably seen the giant vitamin pill form it comes in, and my god, I've choked on that thing so much. Just get the liquid. It is worth it. It tastes good. It just goes under your tongue. I'm doing it right now. I forgot to do it. It really won't hurt you. A lot of this is mind over matter as well, at least with me. Like, placebos don't work, but when I have so many medications that I take, some of which are probably weak and don't do their job very well, it just helps knowing that I took everything I could and my system is dealing with it, which helps. Sometimes when I'm in the worst state, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think, my body just will shut down completely. I haven't had one of those in a while, but this one was getting close. This one was getting close to that. It's why I wanted to make this video. Like, the fact that I posted on my social medias and let some people know that I am unable to do a live stream today is pretty big, because I'm a perfectionist, and the fact that I have to admit defeat to my issues really hurts, maybe not my pride, just hurts my mind, that I have to admit to it that I can't control it, and that this is what it is, and it sucks. Because there is no on and off switch. There is no miracle cure. There is just nothing. The last thing I have is this vitamin powder. It's a specifically calmful sleep berry mix flavor. It really makes you tart. It's vegan, gluten-free, verified, non-GMO. I don't care about any of that, I'm gonna be honest. This really helps. Like, the first time this might be TMI, but the first time I was ever really constipated, this had a lot of magnesium in it or something. There's melatonin in it. Yeah, it has a lot of magnesium in it, which can help you if you're constipated. And yeah, that wasn't fun, but it also works really well for, like, natural sleep. Vitamins aren't cheap. They're not cheap, but they do work. Nutritional testing does work when you go to the right person and you get the right information. You go to seminars. Hell, I fucking hate vitamins. And I take them, and they do work, and I hate them. They're just, I've taken them my whole life. The stories I could tell. It's because they work, right? They're as natural as you can get outside of going outside and picking the plant yourself, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. I am feeling a bit better. The pressure on my occipital nerve and the swelling in my upper skull to lower neck is coming down. Yeah, usually it swells on my left side, but right now it's kind of like lingering on the middle. Like, I really need to go to a chiropractor, but with corona, last time I went to my Gonstead chiropractor, which I paid a bitch load of money to go to because they specifically look at the specifics of the area and not just crack your back and say, fuck off. He didn't do very good the last time, and it made me want to cry, but that's because, everybody was still scared of corona, and everything was new. I literally got squeezed in as an emergency. Most of his patients are elderly people that, really probably need to be seen on a regular basis, and I'm just some, 20-year-old that is spastic AF and doesn't really show up on time for any of the appointments. I didn't even finish my trial period because I had gotten better, and after a while I had gotten to a bad state, and I could tell he was a bit miffed at that because most people, do the whole fucking trial, but that's a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money to see him all the time, and it sucks. It sucks a lot. Try not to cry. The worst thing about having just this issue, oh my god, it's just knowing how it functions in your own body, and yet when you tell a medical professional, they try to debunk everything or explain everything away or tell you you're wrong when that is far from the case. I've yet to have a doctor or a physician or a nutritionist or anybody just tell me, yeah, that sounds fucking bad. We don't know exactly why that's happening, but we can try stuff. I've never had somebody be honest and be like, we don't know. That sounds very complicated. A lot of them are just doctors really underqualified for what my complicated needs are. And the pain clinic I went to was helpful to a degree, but the lackluster dies really fast because there is no hope when it comes to stuff like that, because it's a pain clinic for a reason. You're there to cope when you're barely coping, hoping that they have any answer for you. And the answer is get a nerve block, have surgery, and that's it. I don't want a nerve block. I literally scared the man away from giving me a nerve block. He had to throw his hands up in the air and says, I can't do anything. And I was screaming Mimi, scared out of my mind. I hadn't slept in so long. That was a long, long time ago. My dad gets nerve blocks on the regular, so I'm now on his nerve block specialist. I've met her a few times. She does such a specialized job that she is the one and only one who uses a microscope to specifically see where she's going to insert the nerve block. And she offers sedation if you need it. My dad, he's missing vertebrae. He has just a whole fucking list of shit wrong with him. They're just all right, Kev, you're easy today. They pop him in, they pop him out, and my dad acts like no fucking different. And I just, god damn, I love my family. They're just fucking crazy. They're Superman and heroes. I just don't understand how they cope with what they do. I think that covered about everything with Jenta's flare-ups. I guess describing a little bit more of what it feels like. It feels like my spine is being compressed, but the main vocal point of all the compression is on my occipital nerve. My occipital nerve is on my it focuses on my vision, on my vertigo, on your vestibular system. Your vestibular system is the system, like, if you spin around and around and around and you get dizzy, your body's trying to equilibria itself out. My body is constantly fighting to like stay stable, so I'm constantly always like in a circle motion. My body's always moving and trying to self-correct, and when I lay down it's the worst because I can't do that. And it's hell. It's literally like coming off of a roller coaster and then somebody strapping your head to the table of your bed or something and saying you can't move, and you just have to experience the hell until it goes away, and it never goes away and you're just stuck there. And it sucks. And that's where the meclizine comes in. That's where the Ativan comes in. I don't know how I'm alive. I got very, very lucky that, I don't know, from some bullshit means we have managed to have the medication we do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I got this far at all. My mom, basically, my mom. If my mom was not my main caregiver and my medicine and my everything, like, she takes care of everything, literally everything. It's gonna be a hell of a time when she dies, if and when she dies, because I won't have any of that. I won't have any of that to go on. And she's wrote files, but the doctors always treat her like she's crazy because fuck them. I'm not so mad at the doctors as I am to their woeful ignorance of, am I doing this for money? Or is it, oh, this is a bipolar patient, so everything they say is absolute BS. There's many types of doctors, and I've only met one or two, I guess. It was a facility. They got me prism glasses. They were a vestibular rehabilitation facility, and these ladies were nice. They did all the all the tricks, all the therapy, and they even were like, yes, I would have to agree with you that what we are doing is probably harming you more than helping you, and we don't have any more tricks for you. I'm sorry. And I was ecstatic. I wasn't miserable at all. I just was smiling and bubbling and jumping up and down, and I was saying thank you, thank you, thank you, because for the first time somebody actually said an honest thing to me. They didn't just lead me on to being like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, but we need to see you like in 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 1 week. Like, you have nothing for me, but you keep asking to see me so you can tell me that I'm crazy. What the fuck? Like, you're not even trying to learn anything about me. At this point, you're being forced to do your job and you hate it. I broke my last primary care because of everything wrong with me was so complicated. I don't blame him for snapping, but I think he definitely is one of those doctors that got to that position and then fucking stopped in life, which that's fine. I mean, not every doctor needs to be a specialist or understand complicated things that are way beyond even my understanding. I just wish they wouldn't fucking waste our time, because our time is precious. It's literally what's keeping us alive, is that we have the time to be patient and to go through and sit through this hell, even though you know the answer is not good. It's not good at all, because there is no cure. And if you really, really, really want to stretch and try to find a cure, that would definitely lead to inner ear surgery for the vestibular, or brain surgery, some kind of a brain surgery. Either surgery is like drastic because it's literally fucking with important parts of your brain and you're risking a lot. I am not bad enough yet to where I'm desperate for that to be needed. I've been having a good time, like, being able to manage what I can, that it's not constantly me on the floor screaming for somebody to kill me. It's gotten controllable enough that I can manage. But one day it will be that bad. It will be, because my system, like even now with my regimen and stuff, I need to get more CBD or a different brand of CBD. I might need to, looking at it, might up my gabapentin, but upping a gabapentin doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work better. It's just saying I'm getting immune, so I should take more. And I'm already taking the lower side of the dose of what I'm supposed to be taking, but I know my body. I know what my body can and can't take. We take a lot of this very, very baby steps, so yeah. I hope this was an informative video. If you have any questions and I guess suggestions, I'm open to it, I guess. I tried making a video like this before, and it came out very, very bad, very bad. I don't know if I'm gonna post this one either, but yeah. So far, at the end of, I guess, this flare-up, it's not the end because I haven't laid down. Laying down is the fucking worst. That's when you see and find out if all of what you did even mattered. Yeah, I'd have to lay down. Right now, I can't even have a pillow. Like, a pillow is too much of an incline and has too many bumps and fluffs to it. I literally am sleeping on a bath towel, and it gets folded from, sometimes folding it 4 times, so one long way and then another close, and then lay on that. Sometimes that's too high for my neck. Yeah, it's not. My neck is just fucking an asshole. My God. I know there's occipital supports that like put pressure directly on your occipital nerve, and I can tell you right now, I will kill you. I will kill you if you press those buttons, because I've had many physical therapists and pain psychologists and pain specialists play around back there in my neck, and all they've ever done, and it's not their fault because I told them to push me so we can figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. I slept with a baseball bat under my head. That's how desperate I was for any kind of that, like, pressure release. All that does, pushing on that nerve, aggravates the nerve, and it literally sends me to the hospital almost every time. So the towel thing is my cop-out. I've been on a towel for a while now. Yeah. So that's fun. I'm waiting for the day I have to completely downgrade to, like, laying on the floor, because my mattress is too soft to the point where the bend of my spine and my occipital nerve, just the whole, like, curvature of my spine and the pressure, whatever the hell's going on back there, it does not like soft and hard. So what my pillow, my quote-unquote pillow, gives me support. It's, like, strong, it's stiff, but, like, gives way a bit, and my bed is a lot more soft, and my spine can, like, curve with it or sink into it. So yeah, it's a battle. It's a fucking battle. I can go on and on and on about this shit. It's just not fucking, it's like you want to get better, but you don't want to fucking make it worse. So the only things I would be willing to change is, like, if anybody knows, like, a strong fucking ass CBD, non-THC, 0% THC. I'm not willing to do THC of any kind yet, but any, like, brand of CBD that has a high milligram, a high dosage, whether it be a spray or a dropper. I like the sprays. The sprays are really good. I use, like I said Blue Harvest is the one I'm on right now. I can't remember the one I was on before, but I've been on a few of them, and it's literally brand to brand and what strength are they, and what strength it is. So yeah, I guess I am open to suggestions. The one thing I do not want to hear that somebody has said before is, like, oh, well, go to China. They'll know what's wrong with you. And I'm like, I know you're serious, but that sounds really fucking it sounds like a very pissed off comment. I don't know. Like, just describe to me, give me links and shit. The more knowledge I have to this, that's better. We have a fucking case file. It's great. Anyways, Hannah's not feeling good, so this is the post, and I hope I was able to explain well enough what I go through and what I have as my regiment. Yeah, I think I babbled long enough.